Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy November 1st. I believe we are in November. Hopefully, you had a safe Halloween and I had a lot of fun. I know that we had a lot of fun at the house. Had the projector out. We were watching Celtics game. We were watching the World Series, all that good stuff. I think I handed out more shots than I did candy to the kids. Adults were trick-or-treating more than the kids last night. So it was a good start to the weekend for us. How about you, bro?
It's pretty good. I mean, we set a record of trick-or-treaters. So, we moved into our new house and in our old house, we maybe had one trick-or-treater per year. It was really like old neighborhood. And so it wasn't a lot of kids, but we got a handful last night, which was nice. We just passed out some candy and called it a night. It was pretty good.
Nice,
Week was
nice.
pretty good.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about week 9 that kicked off on Thursday. We had Baltimore going against the Dolphins to start week. We all know how that ended with Baltimore pretty much laying the smackdown on them. Miami couldn't get out of their own way. Baltimore was assisted by the referees, I think, a little bit in the first half. But nonetheless, I think Baltimore would have came away with the victory even without the bad calls against Miami. But I'll open it up to you. What are some of the things that you took away from this game, and how do you feel about these two teams after Thursday?
Two teams going totally different directions.
Absolutely.
Um, for sure. Lamar is back. Really efficient game. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a phenomenal game. 204 passing yards. So not a lot of passing yards, but really efficient. And you know what that does? It opens up the door for the King's return,
Yeah.
right? So he was very efficient. He had 19 carries, 119 yards, averaged 6.3 yards per carry. So they looked a lot better. But what really stood out to me the most was them holding Miami to only 6 points. Their defense, which has struggled
Yep.
most of the year, the last few weeks has started to look a lot better.
Yeah.
So just like with another team we'll talk about, the AFC better watch out.
Yeah,
Miami,
definitely.
they're going totally different route. I'll let you talk about them, but I think everyone knows, what the verdict is with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, they fired their GM yesterday. They mutually agreed to part ways, which means he got fired. McDaniels is apparently safe, or McDaniel, I'm sorry. I want to get his name right. He's apparently safe
Yeah,
for the rest of the season. I
yeah,
don't think he's going to last after that, though. And when you just watch their like press conferences and interactions, nobody in Miami seems happy right now. None of the players, none of the coaches, nobody. So I imagine that entire thing is getting blown up when this season is over. I'd be shocked if it's not. New coach, new quarterback, obviously a new GM because they fired the one that they had. So, but I also agree with you with Baltimore that their defense, and that's one of my notes here, is their last 3 games. I mentioned it last week after their second game of holding an opponent under 20. So the last 3 games, they had 17 allowed, 16 allowed, and then 6 points allowed against Miami. So like you said, they're starting to look like the old Baltimore defense again. They did give up 332 yards, still a little
yeah.
concerning. But I will go with bend not break instead of giving up a few yards and a bunch of points. So I think the Baltimore fans should be really excited about where they're at. Looking at the schedule, it is very possible and likely almost that Baltimore will be tied for first place at the end of week 10. So we're gonna talk about one of these games coming up, Indy and Pittsburgh here in a little bit. I think we all know. I think Indy's going to win that game, which will put them only up. That will put Pittsburgh only a game ahead of Baltimore at that point. Pittsburgh's next game after that is against the Chargers. And Baltimore has a winnable game coming up. So at the end of next week, it's very possible that Baltimore could be tied for first place after starting 2-5, which is just crazy to think. But yeah, and Lamar, I mean, man, 4 touchdowns, two to Mark Andrews after all the trade talk around Mark Andrews. He got 2 touchdowns on Thursday. So I don't think he's going anywhere. I didn't think he was going anywhere anyways, but I definitely don't think he's going anywhere now. So, all
Yeah, he's a
right.
mainstay there in
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Yeah, yeah. I think they've almost forgiven him for the drops that he had. Not quite
Yeah.
though.
some
No.
costly ones along the
Yes.
way.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So Lamar obviously was the last pick in the first round in the draft that he was in. So that kind of we're going to segue into our next topic, which is redrafting the 2024 quarterback class, which I think we both can agree is really, really good. I think it's turned out to be a lot better than most people anticipated. I think we knew that the big names, Caleb Williams, we expected to be pretty good. Jaden Daniels, the top two, we expected to be really good. But I think what we've seen from Drake May, Bo Nix, has really surprised a lot of people. Um, but again, I'll open this up to you. So I'm going to run down the order they were drafted in, and then I want you to give me the order that you would redraft them in, and then I'll give you my order, and we'll go from there. And for those of you watching or listening on Spotify, we would certainly appreciate you chiming in and letting us know as well. Where do you think you would draft these guys? So they were drafted in this order. Williams obviously was the number one pick. Then we had Daniels. Then Drake May was the third quarterback taken. Michael Penix Jr. was the fourth taken. JJ McCarthy was the fifth taken, and then Bo Nix was the sixth quarterback taken in the first round of the 2024 draft. So obviously all of these guys have shown flashes that look really good. I would say minus JJ McCarthy, we don't really have a good sample size on him.
Starting to lose you. Can you hear me? There you are.
All right. Technical difficulties, but hey, we're back, I think.
I
All
think
right.
we're back.
So I think we're back. Well, we can hear each other, so that's good enough. Uh, All right. So how would you redraft these guys? What order would you redraft them after seeing what we've seen from them so far in approximately a year and a half?
I actually really do like this segment that you put together here because this quarterback class is much better than I thought it was going to be. And it's kind of shaped out a little bit differently than what I think people are going to expect me to say, and probably you.
Okay.
But I'm high on a lot of these guys. So I'll go Bo Nix actually at one
Okay.
because I think he provides the arm and the legs and the durability. I'm going to take Drake May number two because the
Okay.
dude is just lights out and pinpoint accurate. Then I'm going to go Jaden Daniels. He has the arm and the legs, but his durability is a concern to me. Caleb Williams, he's getting much better under Ben Johnson, but we just still haven't seen it yet like we have with some of these other guys, like some of those big games, stringing together the games,
Yeah.
winning in big moments. So it's still like to see that from him. Then Michael Penix and McCarthy. Penix, because he's been able to get on the field, play, he's made some plays. To me, he still doesn't process as quickly as some of these other guys. He does have a big arm. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's got a big arm, but just some throws that you think he should make, he doesn't make. And with McCarthy, I mean, to me, he hasn't passed the eye test just yet, and he has durability issues. So I'll
Yeah.
make him the last one.
Okay. Well, I agree with you with JJ McCarthy. I think we just haven't seen enough from him. He hasn't played enough for us to
Yeah,
even really consider putting him higher on the list than sixth. I looked at the quarterbacks drafted after them. I don't think I'd pick any of them over JJ McCarthy. The only one that maybe you would consider is Spencer Rattler, but he hasn't shown much.
I was just gonna
And
say his
yeah,
name.
yeah. So, um,
He got benched.
yeah, he got benched. He's in a tough spot too. In New Orleans, their offensive line is not very good in my opinion. So I like your order. I have the top three the same. I have them in a different order.
All right.
All right. So actually, probably I have them in reverse order of you. I would still take Jaden Daniels number one. I understand he's had some injury issues this year, but the way he played last year, I just have to believe is if he just gets healthy, he's gonna be phenomenal for the rest of his career. The other thing I would say is just his poise, his maturity, things like that. Not that these other guys aren't mature. I just feel like Jaden Daniels was groomed in a pro style program at ASU
Right.
before he went to LSU. So he kind of already is ready for the pro game. So I would take him number one.
Right.
I would take Drake May number two because of his pinpoint accuracy. I think that his legs are underrated, to be honest with you. He's not quite Bo Nix, but I think he's underrated with his mobility. I don't think he needs to use his legs as much. And then I would take Bo Nix at number three. It's a close race between him and Caleb Williams for me. I feel like if Caleb Williams were in a better situation his first year, we probably would have maybe had him a little higher on the list. But again, it is what it is. We're going off what we've seen. So I have him at number four. Again, Penix Jr., like you said, he's played some, but his sample size is smaller than the top four. So I would have to have
Yep.
him lower on the list. But he does look like he's a solid NFL quarterback. He's just got to, again, like you said, get a little better at
Reps.
processing a little faster, get some more reps. That's one thing that kind of held him back is he didn't start the season last year like these other guys did
Right.
as the starter. So, and then again, JJ McCarthy, we've seen a couple of games, and like you said, the biggest thing for him is durability. Your best ability is availability, and he just hasn't been available for his team, which is just the worst part for Minnesota fans, unfortunately. I think he's got some skill, and we'll see how it goes. He's coming back this week, I heard. So, what I read, so we'll see. All right, so there you have it. We have the top three the same, bottom three exactly the same. Our top three's just flipped. Okay, okay.
I like
All
it.
right. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I don't think you can go wrong with really any of the top four. It really depends on the situation as well, right? If you think about you put Drake May or Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels in Chicago, are they having the same success with that
Maybe.
mess that they had last year? So you got
Maybe.
to take in maybe not, right? Maybe not. If you take Caleb Williams and you put him in, Denver with Sean Payton, what does he look like? So,
Yeah,
situation matters a lot, but I think just overall
it
talent,
does.
um, I think all these guys are going to be pretty good. NFL's in good hands moving forward with all these young quarterbacks, I think.
Right now they are.
So, let's talk about a team that's going to need a new young quarterback. And that's the Pittsburgh Steelers because they're going to need one really soon. Their quarterback's probably going to be done after this year. So let's talk
Yep.
about the Colts and Steelers game. I'll open it up to you first. The reason I picked this game is because right now, again, both of these teams are in first place, so it's a first place matchup. But also, again, as we mentioned, Pittsburgh is at risk of kind of like our 49ers fumbling away a phenomenal start and maybe missing the playoffs altogether. So I'll open it up to you. What are you looking for in this game? What do you expect? I think I know what you expect, but what do you expect from this game? Maybe give me a fantasy guy out of this game to look for.
Michael Pittman.
Okay.
Easy peasy on that one.
All right.
That's a boom candidate, just so everyone knows. I
Okay.
mean, you have elite offense versus a weak pass defense. And the Colts are putting up points. They're averaging 33 points a game, and the Steelers are giving up 386 yards a game. So
Yep.
I'm going to take the Colts in this one in probably a runaway fashion, 30-20. Um,
Okay.
but that's kind of what I'm looking for. JT's going to get his, like he has been all year. He's probably going to have a spectacular game. But unless the Steelers can get their run game going, I mean, everything really has to align perfectly for the Steelers to win the
Yeah.
game, in my opinion. They have to get their run game going first and foremost, so that way it can open up their passing game. But I just don't trust that to happen against a really, really good Colts defense. So that's my take on it. Give me the Colts 30-20.
All right, yeah, I'm going to take the Colts to win the game. I think they might win by even more than 10, but it's the NFL, so
Oh,
parity. You never know. I think this game could go either way. I think it could be a blowout, but there's NFL stands for no effing locks. The Jets proved that last week. Dolphins did too,
Yeah.
or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to take the Colts to win the game as well. I think their offense is just going to be too much for Pittsburgh's old and expensive defense. Um, Pittsburgh has given up 112 rushing yards a game on defense. JT's averaging 109 rushing yards a game by himself. So I think he eats. I think really the whole Indy offense eats. Pittsburgh's offense, number 25 total offense, number 30 total defense. So they're at the bottom in both categories.
Yep.
Ironically, they have allowed exactly as many points as they've scored, 175 and 175. So they average 25 points a game and they give up
So,
25 points a game.
yep.
Obviously, we know Indy's number one total offense, number one scoring offense. You mentioned 33 points a game. I think their defense is. I think they're good when it matters. They're a bend not break defense. If you look at the numbers,
Yeah.
they're number 24 total defense, but when it comes to scoring defense, they're number 6. So they're giving up yards, and I think that has a lot to do with teams having to throw the ball to keep up with them. So and that can be skewed a little bit. But when it comes to
Right.
points, they're allowing less than 20 points a game. I think they do the same thing to Pittsburgh. I don't even think Pittsburgh hits 20. So I'm gonna give them a little less credit than you did. And I say Pittsburgh maybe scores 17. And
Okay.
like I said, I think Colts could beat them by 2 touchdowns in this game. I'm gonna throw a name out there that this guy, not a lot of people talk about him because he doesn't get all the targets, but he has the highest yards per reception in the NFL, and that is Alec Pierce. He has
Yep.
0 touchdowns, but I think that he gets in the end zone against the Steelers tomorrow. Has a
Okay.
I think he gets in there. He has a big game. That's a if you're looking for maybe somebody, you got a receiver that's on a bye and you need to fill a spot. Maybe that's a guy you look for in this situation, um, because he's going against a terrible defense against the pass and the rush. So
Okay.
so yeah, I got the Colts as well.
Get that.
Sorry, Steelers.
I love it.
You know, it's going to be bad news for you guys. Start looking for a new quarterback. All right. Let's jump over it. Normally, we would save the 49ers for last, but this week we're going to do the 49ers in the middle. And there's another game that we're going to do last because it literally is the biggest game on the schedule this week. And I think it deserves to be top billing. So we'll talk about the Niners. And really, this one comes down to me for injuries. To me, it comes down to injuries and avoiding them. So I'll leave it at that. I'll open it up to you. And then I'll give my take. What do you want to see in this game? What do you expect to see? And how bad are the 49ers going to win?
I want to see zero injuries. It's not what I want to see, it's what I don't want to see.
Yes.
And I don't want to see any injuries. Really, not even for just the Niners, but for the Giants also.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, they've had a rough go of it with a couple of their stars going out recently this season as well. So,
Yeah.
prayers up to all the injured players between both teams. A lot of star power there that makes the NFL better and funner to watch. Guys like Bosa, Warner, Neighbors, Scattaboo, who's a freaking crazy rookie guy.
Yeah.
And you got Purdy. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah.
But despite all the injuries for the 49ers side, they still rank second in overall passing. And that's in large part to Christian McCaffrey, who's going to be the best player on the field, regardless of position in this game. So I think he's going to have a major impact in the game. Kittle being back, for a couple weeks now, we saw him get in the end zone last week. I think he's going to play a major role in it. And so it really just boils down to, can the 49ers offensive line just buy Mac Jones enough time to keep that trend going of our passing offense having success? Because even though our defense is a little banged up, we did bring in a few reinforcements on the D line. I think we can limit the Giants' young offense and their banged up offense. So
Yeah.
give me the Niners. I'm going 24-17 49ers.
Okay. I like it. I like it. Yeah, you started it off with the biggest thing, injuries, right? These are two injury ravaged teams for sure. at the most important positions for the most part, especially for the 49ers, right? They're built
Right.
on playing a strong, playing defense, playing tough, getting after the quarterback, and they just haven't been able to do it without the guys on the defensive side of the ball. And then for the Giants, it 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 really sucks for them that they have their rookie quarterback in there, and they got two young studs, right? They got Neighbors out, and they have Scatterbo now out, where they could really be building chemistry right now together and really, kind of forming, a bond, so to speak, and just getting better and better and better together. And it's unfortunate that they're not able to do that for the Giants fans. But as
Yeah.
far as the other thing is they're about to go play on the absolute worst playing surface in the NFL. So hopefully, knock on wood, everybody comes out healthy and there's no injury news coming out of that game. That's the number one thing overall. I joked with a couple of folks at work this week. I said, if I were John Lynch, I would just tell the whole team to stay in Santa Clara. We're going to go to New York and recruit 53 guys to play football for one day, and that's that. But obviously, you can't do that, and I was just joking. So we got to go play the game, and we're going to win the game. So I got the Niners. I think I agree with you. CMC is going to be the best player on the field, but it's going to be a very close uh, race between him and Brian Burns, who's the best player on the field. So the key stat for me is going to be, can the 49ers, like you said, protect Mac Jones, but also can they get after Jackson Dart? One thing that's going to be to our advantage is, although we haven't been able to get a lot of pass rush throughout the season, only 9 sacks on the year, the Giants have given up 25 sacks on the year. They'll let you get to the quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully that helps. Maybe we can get some pass rush because their pass protection is not very good. And again, I think we just got to make sure that we know where Brian Burns is at all times because they have 16 sacks as a team. He has 10 of them by himself. So we can know where that guy is and make sure that he doesn't get to Mac Jones. I agree with you. I think CMC has another big day, not only on the ground but in the air. I think Kittle again gets more involved as he gets his football legs back. And Niners are going to take this one. I'm going to go with, if I had to throw a number out there, I'm going to say 24 to, I'm going to go same score as you, 24-17. Let's go Niners. 24-17.
Let's go.
Yep. And the main thing is zero injuries. You know what? This is about the only game I'd be like, you know what? I'm okay if we lose as long as we don't have any injuries. But
Right?
at the same time, I don't want us to lose because we are right now on the very edge of the playoffs. After being the number one seed a couple of weeks ago, we're number 7 seed right now. So we need every win that we can get, especially in our non-division games, because we know how the NFC West likes to cannibalize itself, and we want to make sure that we get a nice cushion if we can. So
Yep.
there you go,
Got
Giants
it.
fans. Sorry, you're going to lose. All right, let's move on to the biggest game of the week and possibly the biggest game in the AFC this regular season. It has been for the last few years, and that is Buffalo and Kansas City. Josh Allen, did you know, is 4-1 against Patrick Mahomes in the regular season? But he
Mm.
is
I
0
bet
and
he wished that
4.
record was flipped.
He is 0 and 4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. So,
Whew. So when it
uh,
matters, what you're saying is he doesn't deliver.
well, I think he's delivered for the most part. I don't know about the rest of his team, but the wins and losses go on the quarterback. So no, he hasn't delivered enough to get it done, and Mahomes has. So I think both teams need this win to keep pace with New England and Denver, respectively. Although they are concerned about giving themselves a home field advantage if they were to meet up again in the playoffs. I think they really need both teams need this just to keep pace in their own divisions, let alone trying to get the number one seed or home field advantage. Um, it's going to be a really good game. I think they always are. You can kind of, I got some stats, but you can kind of throw the stats out because this game just comes down to whichever quarterback makes the plays when they need to be made. And for the most part in the regular season, it's been Josh Allen, and in the playoffs, it's been Mahomes. So I'll stop there. I'll open it up to you. What are some of the things you expect to see in this game, and who do you have winning uh, on Sunday?
Yeah, so I think it'll be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be as close of a game as many people think. And I'm going
Okay.
to take the Chiefs to win the game because when Stefon Diggs was with the Bills, he gave them a combo where you've got a quarterback, a running back, and a receiver, basically a triple threat. You've got stars at every level in every skill position there. And since the departure of Diggs, they haven't really had that. And I think what we've seen is that the Bills, without a star receiver, like a playmaker at the receiver position, because we know Josh Allen and James Cook, they're going to do their thing, right? We've
Yep.
seen them struggle against elite defenses. And that's exactly what the Chiefs are, right? The Chiefs are an elite defense. They're the second ranked defense in the league. And a couple weeks ago, when Buffalo played New England, another elite defense this season, stuffed the run game, completely shut down James Cook. What happened? Josh Allen in the offense, they struggled and they lost the game. I'm expecting something very similar here, only the Chiefs offense, whom is now healthy and playing at a much higher level, is probably going to put it on them a little bit more. And I'm again going to take the Chiefs in this one on the heels of their defense
Okay.
being able to really just limit an otherwise elite Bills offense. Elite against mediocre defenses.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm going to take Kansas City as well. I don't know. I'll come up with a score as I'm going through this. I think it's going to be a close game up until the fourth quarter when Kansas City's defense takes over. I think it'll be competitive until it again, like we said, until it matters the most. So, you Buffalo number two total offense. I'm sorry, number three, like you said, against that's been against some questionable competition so far this year. When they played some good competition, they haven't looked as good. Even when the Atlanta game, they didn't look very good, and Atlanta's defense is not uh, anything to be scared of. When it comes to talking about elite defenses in
Yeah,
the NFL, right? Um, Neither one of these teams on defense allow more than 180 yards passing. So I think this game is going to be a ground and pound kind of game. Although when you hear the names Allen and Mahomes, you think of a lot of passing touchdowns, ball going all over the place. What I think we've seen this year from these guys is they're getting touchdowns, but it's only because they're just getting down in the red zone, and that's when they're throwing the ball. Their offenses are really
right.
run first focused, right? Even Kansas City's with Rasheed Rice being back, they use the run to set up the pass and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
I think that it boils down to, like you said, it's going to come down to Kansas City's defense. Kansas City is going to be able to control the line of scrimmage against Buffalo's offensive line, in my opinion, and that's where they're going to win the game. I look for Kansas City to run the ball a lot in this game. Buffalo gives up 150 yards on the ground a game, which is a lot, right?
It's
Kansas
quite a bit.
City, Kansas City averages roughly 125, 126 yards on offense rushing the ball. So it's a perfect matchup for them, strength on weakness. Um, Both of them are pretty good about trying to limit turnovers. I think Kansas City has only four giveaways all year. Buffalo only has six, so they average less than one a game, which is really good. So they both protect the ball pretty well. Turnover obviously could be the difference in the game, and if that Kansas City pass rush can get after Josh Allen, like we've seen them do in the past, it's gonna maybe put Josh Allen, who likes to be Superman at times in these games, put him in a situation where he maybe makes a bad throw or strip sack, something like that, and maybe that's the
Could
difference. But I'm going to take
could
Kansas
be.
City as well. Again, on the strength of their defense and their run game. As much as we like to think Kansas City is going to throw the ball all over the place, I think they run it a lot in this game, and they are going to win the game. I got a score of, let's go with 24-20.
I've
24
got
20.
27-21.
Okay.
I like
Yeah,
it.
I got 24-20 Kansas City. So, all right. That's it. So we're these teams are screwed because we're all same on all of them. Indianapolis, San Francisco, and Kansas City.
Well,
Sorry,
make
buds.
your bets now, folks.
Go make your bets now. Uh, yep. All right. That's it, man. I don't have anything else for us. You got anything for the good of the group?
Nah, I really
No.
don't right now.
All right.
It's time to go prepare for a wedding.
All right. Well, you have fun with that. I'm sure it'll be a blast. I'm gonna go do some yard work, which is always a blast. And
Always.
for those of you that are listening and watching and made it all the way through our technical difficulties and all of that, we certainly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, family, download us so you can take us on the go. Follow us on Facebook. Whatever you can do to support us, we'd certainly appreciate it. And I'm going to leave you with these last two thoughts. Don't forget that division is a math problem. It should never be a people problem. And be kind. It is free, unless you're talking to Cowboys fans. Peace.